Hello there, welcome back to Sightless Gamer Hag. My name's Rachel, you alright? That was good timing. That was good timing. We're back in Bewlay for the excavation of Hobb's Barrow. I've been away for a couple of days, so all my settings are messed up. So, no avatar today, just my voice again. We are on day 2. So last time everybody was very unhelpful, incredibly unhelpful. So our character has arrived in Bewlay at the behest of a Mr. Shoulder. Mr. Shoulder is not there, he seems to have disappeared. We're having some weird dreams, but we actually managed to lay hands on the barrow yesterday. So we are gonna jump right in. Hello, what is this? What is this?
What's this?
It is a book. Well, that's a strange looking thing.
There's a strange stone strapped to the cover.
Oh, it's a chicken. IAW. Day 1. Arrived after a decent day ride from Bakewell. This is a curious place. Locals seem distant. Yeah, definitely. I'm to meet my local contact tomorrow, so it will be an early night for me. I shall try to keep a diary of my stay here and not give up by day 3 of the excavation as usual. Despite the thrill of possible new discoveries, I cannot stop thinking about my dear wife and wonder if I should have left her in her current state. I must have faith that she will conquer this bout of illness. Where's my thing? There it is. Click. True to form, my journal has been abandoned. Let that not speak for the excitement I feel for this excavation. After much preparation, we dig tomorrow. Such an exceptional site with a unique history. As for the dangers, we shall meet them head first. We are prepared. I also sought out a local wise woman yesterday, and she provided me with a tincture for my beloved's nausea gravidarum. Oh, morning sickness. I'm sure she shall be pleased with it upon my return. Lo, a place of miracles. A planted seed sprouted before our eyes and illuminated our path. Nature's laws hold no meaning here, but I clutch my tablet with the knowledge that it shall end this. Rho, theta, epsilon, xi. We found the code was simply in the singularity of the characters. All eyes must face towards the 7th archontic. Oh, dyslexia is kicking my butt today. When the sun and 2 moons meet, the guardian shall be defeated. Wow. A dead language reveals the path. For thou art the moon, the chief of the stars. Listen to the things that I have said. Follow the words of my mouth. Reveal thyself to me. I heard a whisper, not once, again and again. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out my spirit.
It appears to be a journal, full of hogwash.
Oh yeah,
the handwriting.
She's a very modern woman. She believes in
Stanley
science.
knows more about it.
Let's go see Stanley. Let's go and see Stanley. So we're staying in the local pub.
Good morning. How's your head, Miss Bateman?
Oh, we got trash last night.
You treated us to last night.
To be honest, Stanley, I felt better. I take it you slid this journal under my door?
I beg your pardon.
How dare you?
The journal, Stanley.
I certainly did no such thing. Nor could have anyone else. You're the only guest staying here.
Creepy.
What's
What's
the
that
meaning
there?
of all this? Do you propose that it manifested itself out of thin air?
Well,
Continue accusing Mr. Kemp. It must have been him. Relent. He might be telling the truth. I feel like... Actually, yeah, we're softening.
Sorry,
Let's
I
soften.
just don't understand how else it could have got there.
But Stanley's gave us a tab and it's fine.
Are you sure there was no one else here overnight?
without doubt.
How very, very peculiar.
So, what does it say inside?
Show Stanley the contents, perhaps. Let's show him, because I feel Stanley's been quite nice to us.
Take a look.
He's been very open.
Well, I can't make head nor tail of it.
Neither can I.
Maybe someone else in the village can help you with it.
Ooh.
What do you
Stone.
make of this stone?
That's a funny looking thing. It's got a cockerel on it.
Yes, but have you seen anything like it?
Never.
Oh yeah, we
Do
had a
you ever
weird
have
dream as
strange
well.
Dreams, Stanley?
Me? I sleep as sound as a baby.
I had one such dream last night. It was so vivid.
What were it about?
Explain the dream. I'd like to hear his thoughts on it. Change the subject. There's no need to... Yeah, let's chat to Stanley.
Hob's Barrow,
Oh?
but everything was different. Great peaks soared in the distance. And there was a creature.
A creature, you say?
Yes, a short, robed fellow, eyes as black as pitch. It told me that my father had been there in Hob's Barrow many years ago, but something went wrong, and the creature helped him escape. It said that I would find proof in the morning.
Oh, the journal. You've had a premonition, lass.
Please, Stanley, I've no time for that nonsense. But
Science.
I admit it's a strange coincidence.
Now, what did I tell you about Hob's Barrow?
That I should leave it alone?
Aye.
Hogwash.
Your dream reminds me of a story from my childhood. An old folk tale about Hob's Barrow.
Ooh, let's hear the folk tale. That might
What is
give us
this
a bit of
folk
it
tale
info.
you mention?
Well, when I were a wee boy, there were talk of a goblin. They say he lived inside Hob's Barrow. Hence the name, Hob's Barrow. Hob, coming from hobgoblin, of course. Unfortunately, I don't remember anything else about him.
I was told not to believe in such fairy tales, Stanley.
Don't close your mind to such things, lass. I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you more.
Perhaps, if I ever meet him. Goodbye.
See you soon.
We find him anywhere.
Good morning, Mr. Kemp.
Good day, Miss Tompkins.
I'm here for his lordship's paper.
Sorry, lass. Mr. Price hasn't dropped them off this morning. I heard he actually left the village yesterday.
What?
Indeed, I can vouch for that.
Oh, he's the postman.
Good day.
Oh dear. His lordship won't be pleased.
My sincerest apologies, Miss Tompkins.
I'll come back in a few days. Ta-ra.
Goodbye.
Wow. Right, let's find this. Oh, it's a knife.
Goodness me, I can't budge it.
Be careful, Miss Bateman. You'll cut yourself. I spent all morning trying to get that bloody thing out. I shall be having words with that scoundrel next time he shows his face.
Who?
Curses.
We have our very own Excalibur. It's all yours if you can pull it out, King Arthur.
Weird. Wonder if we've got anything that we could... maybe not. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to it. Let's leave. I like Stanley.
Right, I need to convince Mr. Bryden to let me excavate Hob's Barrow and find out where this journal came from.
Ooh, okay. Who's this? Hello? Oh, you're setting up some
Day.
I'm
some
still
kind.
setting up my stall. Come back later.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we need. Oh, there's a robin. We click on the bird? No, we can't. I wonder how we can convince Mr. Bryden. Let's have a little walk over here. Let's see. Oh, it's the father. Hello, Father Roach. He was having a
Morning,
weird
Father
minute.
Roach.
Ah, Miss Bateman, what a pleasure to see you again. Have you tracked down Mr. Shoulder yet?
Nope.
Don't get me started.
I'll take that as a no.
Indeed.
Journal.
Do you recognize this journal?
What a tatty old thing. You ought to take better care of your possessions, Miss Bateman.
It's not
It's not
mine.
mine.
Then whose is it?
That's precisely what I'm trying to find out.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I haven't seen it before.
Ask him about Stoon.
I don't recognize the symbol from any Christian iconography. Did you make it yourself?
No, never mind.
Christian
Brings you to
iconography.
the square today.
Could be
I'm meeting
pagan.
a couple of young congregation members to go over some scripture. You're welcome to join us.
Thank you, Father Roach, but I have quite a busy day ahead of me.
We will be at St. Edmund's, should you wish to join us later.
Let's ask about
What do
Lord
you know of
Panswick.
Lord Panswick?
Oh yes, a rather important fellow around here. His vast land holdings give many a steady employment.
Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
Oh, actually, let's go to the woods because I don't think we could get through there the other day. It was blocked off, so let's go and see.
Thomasina!
Oh, hello,
Good morning, Arthur.
You look a bit
Mr.
addled.
Tillett.
Are you feeling all right?
I am not used to drinking as much as we did.
Aye. My head is pounding.
To tell you the truth, Arthur, I've had a somewhat puzzling morning.
He's our new friend.
Someone slipped this journal under the door of my room.
Whose journal is it?
I have no idea. The text refers to some sort of excavation.
Stanley must be playing tricks on you.
He swore his innocence. I thought perhaps you might have done it?
No, it wasn't me. That's for certain. Somehow I have a
The
clear
thick
memory of last
plottons.
night.
Ask about the
What do you
stone.
make of this stone?
It's a good shape for skimming across water. What is it?
I'm not sure. It was strapped to the cover of the journal.
How mysterious.
I wonder who left me this journal then.
Mind if I take a closer look?
Please go ahead.
We're information mining.
The writings of a madman.
I don't disagree. Did the sketches mean anything to you?
No, not at all. But they turn me stomach. You might want to show this to Mother Mildred.
Who's Mother Mildred?
Who is Mother Mildred?
Some think her a witch.
A witch?
Aye. She might be able to help you with the symbols.
Where can I find her?
She lives alone in a little cottage within Herne Wood here.
Oh, nice.
Shouldn't have too much trouble finding her.
Thanks, Arthur.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's ask
I
about...
had a splendid time last night.
Aye. I even remember most of it this time. Thanks for listening to me going on. I really appreciate it.
The feeling is mutual. Thank you too, Arthur.
friend.
Shouldn't you be manning the station?
The line is down. Track damage between Bewlay and Bakewell. No trains for a day or more.
I mean,
Alright.
I'm stranded here.
For the time being, Thomasina.
Capital.
Is there any more?
Why do people think Mother Mildred is a witch?
Because she lives in the
Just
wood and
because
she
a woman
does...
lives alone in the woods doesn't mean she flies about on a broomstick.
There's more to it than that. They say she lays with demons.
Oh,
They.
Oh, you know, local folk.
good for her.
Hogwash.
Some also go to her for potions and spells.
Spells? Come now, Arthur.
Truth be told, she's a nice old lady. I sometimes see her foraging in the brambles around here.
Will she burn at the stake sometime soon?
You might think us backward in Bewlay, Thomasina, but we're not that backward.
Sorry, Arthur. I only meant to tease. Goodbye.
Ta-ra!
Ta-da. Right, let's go find Mother Mildred. See you later. Mother Mildred sounds fun. Ooh. Flashback.
Thomasina, dear, come say goodbye to your father. Come on now, don't make him wait.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Oh dear.
Aren't you going to miss me?
I hate you, Daddy.
Those are
Big
strong
feelings.
words for such a little lady.
I want to come with you.
We've been through this, little bird. You can't come with me this time.
But we'll go to Seaborough next month. I promise.
Oh, what a dig that shall be.
I hate you.
Well, I love you. See you soon, little bird.
Oh. Oh. Right, what do we have here? Anything of interest? No, let's keep walking. I definitely feel like This is... Oh, yeah, it's clear. We came here the other day and this was all blocked up, but now it's clear. There she is. Hello, you Mother Mildred. Hello.
Please, forgive my intrusion. Are you Mother Mildred?
Some call me that. I prefer Mildred Walker, given as that's my name.
Apologies. Thomasina Bateman. I think we met at Bewlay Station.
I take it Panswick's men have cleared off. Good riddance. Those ruffians would cut their own noses off if he asked them to. I recognised you the moment I laid eyes on you at the station.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, yeah, it's quite a striking family resemblance.
What?
Your father's eyes, Miss Bateman.
Dun dun dun.
You knew my father?
Such piercing blue eyes he had. What a handsome young man. William.
He was here, in Bewlay.
I mean, there's been a few clues, my love.
25 years by my reckoning, but I'll never forget those eyes.
Let's ask about the fact. I mean, there's been clues. Like, Thomasina's just been ignoring them.
You were helping Samuel Bryden excavate Hobb's Barrow.
You must be jesting.
Do I look like I'm jesting?
I mean, let's
How
ask
did you
again.
come to meet my father?
One might say I have a reputation in these parts.
For
Folks from all
spells.
around come to me for help with their ailments. Fernwood is abundant with flora that, if mixed correctly, will cure almost any ill. Your father must have caught wind of this, as one day he came to me, asking for a cure.
A cure for what?
Your mother were with child, and she was suffering the most terrible nausea.
Adam.
I made something to help her.
The journal. This was entered in the journal.
Oh, it's your
Belongs
dad's.
to my father.
What journal?
Let's show
Take
it
a
to
look
her.
at this.
How do I
Classic
become a Mother
reports meeting
Mildred?
A local wise woman to seek a tincture for his beloved's nausea gravidarum.
Aye, that's me. I made the tincture for him.
Little cottage in the woods.
This is incredible.
You don't recognise your own father's handwriting.
It's been so many years since I've seen it.
Ask about the
What do you make of
stone.
this stone?
I-A-W. Haven't a clue. Perhaps it's an old folk trinket, or a talisman of some kind. The moors are steeped in folklore.
Let's ask about the
What can you tell me about the
excavation.
excavation.
Well, not much. I only met your father twice. The last time he asked me if I knew anything about binding magic.
Binding magic.
He said he needed it for the excavation.
Hogwash. My father is a man of logic and reason. Why would he be asking about such nonsense?
How would I know?
You don't know him as well as you think you do.
Well, there you go.
I know nothing of magic and told him so. He seemed disappointed. I never saw him again, but I understand the excavation went ahead. Samuel Bryden hanged himself not long after. Reason enough for you to stay well clear of that place.
Okay, let's
You
ask.
never saw my father again after the excavation.
No, I always assumed he just went home.
Who excavated Hobb's Barrow alongside Samuel Bryden and my father?
From memory, it were just the two of them.
Let's ask about the
What do you
binding
think
magic.
my father meant by binding magic?
I've no idea. He didn't explain more, and I didn't wish to pry.
This just doesn't
I like
sound
her.
like my father at all.
You'll have to ask him yourself.
I'm
Can't.
afraid my father has been incapacitated since I was a child. He cannot speak nor move.
Terrible. Oh, I'm sorry.
He said that the flora here could cure almost any ill.
Almost, my dear. But your father's affliction sounds beyond my abilities.
Okay, let's ask about the
The
goblin.
landlord of the Plough and Furrow told me about a folk tale associated with Hobb's Barrow. Something about a goblin. Are you familiar with it?
No doubt there is such a tale. Name any beastie you can think of, and someone round here will have a story about it.
My thoughts precisely.
The third man.
Charles Bryden mentioned there was a third man involved in the excavation.
Is that so? Well, you'd best ask him about it. He knows more than I do.
Okay, let's ask about
Can
Leonard.
you tell me anything about Leonard's shoulder?
I know of him, as is the nature of such a small town. I also know he invited you here.
Little escapes you, Miss Walker.
So they say. My path rarely crosses with his. Let's put it that way. But he's a nice enough fella.
I see.
Let's ask about Lord
Do you know
Panswick.
Lord Panswick?
I know his labourers make a mess of these woods, the brutes.
Wow.
Himself hasn't graced me with his presence.
You've never met him?
Not since he were a wee lad. A maid brought him to me with a sore stomach. It were all the rich food they were feeding him. Now more.
Thank you for your help, Ms. Walker.
I like her. I would like to be her. Oh, berries.
What are those berries you're picking?
An ancient breed, no good for eating. However, they do have some medicinal qualities.
I see.
Okay, let's go. Oh, I like Mildred. Hello.
Yes.
Remember what I told you when we first met? You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
Why?
Something terrible happened to Samuel Bryden in that barrow. Whatever they found down there, I'd wager it got to your father too. Tell me you won't disturb Hobb's Barrow.
Sorry.
Can't make that promise, Mildred.
Can't say I didn't warn you. There is something unnatural about that place.
We must seek to understand the world by rational means, Ms. Walker. One cannot abandon reason.
That's how you end up, like, possessed or haunted by ghosties or kidnapped by fairies, you know what I mean? Flashback.
Thomasina?
Hello?
Thomasina, come here this instant.
No.
Playing with Josephine.
She can wait. This is very important.
Thomasina is pissed.
What is it, Mummy?
It's your father.
Daddy's home?
No, my dear. I must go to Bakewell with haste. Miss Bowes will look after you whilst I'm gone. Is that clear?
Where's Daddy?
He's had an accident.
What happened?
He's come off his horse.
Silly Daddy. Will he be all right?
Of course he will be fine. Your father is as strong as an ox, but I need to go collect him, all right?
Can't I come too?
Oh no.
No, dear. Miss Bowes will look after you.
But I want to come.
Go pick up your dolls, then come inside, all right?
Yes, Mummy.
Okay. Mummy looks very stressed. Let's get Josephine.
Josephine, it's time to go inside now.
Let's go this way. Oh,
Where did Mummy go?
she left. She left. Okay. Oh, what's this?
The resin has set somewhat. It's firmly gripped to the stump.
But we have a chisel. Oh, I should have used the chisel on the knife. Dang it. I forgot I had it until like this moment. Use chisel with resin. There you go.
Collected some waxy resin.
I'm going to keep that for later. Right. Maybe we'll go and see Mr. Bryden then. You're right.
I helped him then, and I can help him again.
Oh no. Oh no. Let's go. Right. I liked Mother Mildred. Mildred Walker. Are you having a piddle, Arthur?
Arthur, you won't believe it. The journal belongs to my father. He was here in Bewlay. Arthur? Hello?
They look at birds.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember something.
Oh.
What is it?
I'm not sure. Something in the woods. It will come back to me. You say your father were in Bewlay?
Yes, Mildred
all
said
getting a
that he
bit
helped Samuel
metaphysical.
Bryden excavate Hobb's Barrow 25 years ago.
Well, I'll be. Let's talk about it tonight at the plough.
You're right, Arthur. Do you know what? I'll tell him about it just in case.
I must tell you about the dream I had. I was at Hobb's Barrow and there was a creature. It told me it saved my father from something inside and that I would find proof of this in the morning. Sure enough, when I awoke, the journal was in my room. Mildred confirmed the journal belonged to my father. The creature told me it could help my father again. I mean, it was merely a dream. I don't know what to think anymore. Arthur? Arthur, are you listening? Fine then, we'll talk later. I hope you piece together your memories.
Well. Let's go up this way. Who is this?
Hello, dear.
Good day.
Who are you?
I believe we've met.
Miss Thomasina Bateman, the famous antiquarian.
Do you reckon this is Lord
My reputation
Panswick?
precedes me.
I can assure you it does.
And you are?
James.
Let's ask him about himself.
Are you a painter?
You see this beck before you. Look at the water. See how it tumbles and falls. I seek one spot on which my eyes can rest, be it a stone or small corner of the current. I meet it with my gaze, and out of the tumbling and falling, a new land rises. I see a new world.
You certainly have the eloquence of an artist.
What are you painting?
What are you painting?
A new world.
Quite the ambition.
Indeed, my ambition knows
I have
no
a feeling
bounds.
this is Lord Panswick.
Not yet. It's not finished. Such a world is not complete without you in it.
You flatter me, James.
Nonsense. Say you'll let me paint you.
I haven't even seen your work.
I haven't even seen your work. What if you can't paint?
Don't fret, my dear. You shall be the shining star of my new world. When the time comes, I shall call on thee.
Okay.
It looks antique. You might want to keep a hold of it.
Hobb's Barrow?
Hobb's Barrow?
I'd like to know more about you, Thomasina.
Changing the
How do you like
subject.
to rise in the morning? How do you like your tea? What makes you happy?
Ooh, a little flirting doesn't hurt. He asked too many questions. I feel like Thomasina might...
Late, with 3 spoons of sugar and spending time with my husband.
You disappoint me. I sense no truth in your words. Are you a woman of dubious principles?
Possibly.
You ask too many questions.
I could have
Do you know
flirted, but I didn't
Shoulder?
feel like it.
A man of Bewlay?
Yes.
I care not for the men of Bewlay. Only for the visitors.
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
A fine gentleman. Now that is someone who can...
I have a feeling that this is Lord Panswick.
No, I don't think anyone can really claim that. But what a tiring subject. Shall we discuss something a little more exciting?
Goodbye.
See you soon, my dear.
Shall we discuss something exciting? I feel like Thomasina... I don't know. I might be projecting. Let's go back to the village, which was... this way? I feel like he's Lord Panswick. You know what I mean? Oh, she's not got her cakes up today. This way. Let's talk to the blacksmith.
Good day.
Hey up.
Ask about
Look
the
at
journal.
this, Mr. Crozier. It's my father's journal.
Oh, aye? Why are you showing me?
Did you slip it under my door last night?
Have you gone daft? Why would I have your father's journal?
Never mind. Did the sketches inside mean anything to you?
Looks like a load of rubbish to me.
Let's ask
I found
about...
out my father visited Bewlay 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
I would have been just a lad. What were he here for?
That's what I intend to find out. What do you make of this stone?
Don't look like out to me.
Are
folklore.
you familiar with any local folklore?
Oh, aye. The old cobbler used to tell me some right stories. Swore he sold a pair of boots to a goblin when he were a young man.
A goblin, you say?
I thought goblins made their own
Was a
boots.
regular at the Plough and Furrow?
Never drank a day in his life. Sober as a judge. Have you been to the Devil's Toe?
Yes, I'm familiar with the cairn.
Some say they've seen the goblin's daughter there, playing her fiddle. Can't say I've seen her myself, mind.
Let's keep
Do you
asking.
know any other stories about this goblin?
I don't have the time to be standing here gossiping about old wives' tales.
Oh, hit a nerve there. Ask
I'm
them.
having some trouble extricating a knife from a table in the Plough and Furrow. Might I borrow a pair of pliers?
A knife, you say? I can get that out for you.
That's very kind of you, Mr. Crozier.
Think nothing of it. Wait here.
I will. We will gain a knife.
That were a struggle. Here you are.
Oh, thank you very much,
Thank you
sir.
so much. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Right, now we have a knife. Let's go to... I wonder if it's in the map. Let's go and see Mr. Bryden. Mr. Bryden's farm. Flashback. What is this? We left our dolly outside.
Mummy?
What is Mummy doing?
Get away from the fire, Thomasina.
What are you burning?
Nothing. Just waste. Now go inside.
She seems very upset. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. Let's take that.
Abrax. Mummy, what is this?
Waste. Burn it.
Oh. What is happening? Hello. Come on, Mr. Bryden.
Good day, Mr. Bryden.
Miss,
I...
I'll stop you there. I know what you're going to ask. No, I haven't changed my mind. There'll be no digging here, lass.
Mr. Bryden, allow me to explain. There has been an astonishing development this morning.
I do not think he cares,
My
lass.
father was with your brother during the excavation.
Oh,
Yes. Can you believe it? I had no idea he had been here.
the answer's still no, lass. I saw what happened to poor Samuel. I won't risk the same happening to anyone else.
But
That's enough now. You can feast your eyes on that hovel to your heart's content, but there'll be no digging.
How do we... Maybe... Let's see if... Users...
what do you make of this stone, Mr. Bryden? It was strapped to my father's journal.
Wait a minute. Let me see that. By God. Wait here a moment. I need to get something from inside.
Oh.
I waited for what felt like an age. I now realise that Mr. Bryden must have been in a great debate with himself, wondering whether or not to share his own piece of the mystery with me. The goat stared at me, seemingly in pity, as I stood there in that rolling fog.
At least it's not raining.
Finally, Mr. Bryden emerged.
Now then, as far as I know, what I have here is the only thing that Samuel brought back from Barrow. Take a look.
Oh.
A pear!
That's been in my drawer ever since Samuel passed. I suppose it might be important, so I kept it safe.
Now I've got two.
Fate is clearly playing a part in your arrival, lass.
Please, Mr. Bryden, Allow me to excavate Hobb's Barrow, a place that is no more than dirt and stone.
You're not gonna give up, are you, lass?
Absolutely not.
Samuel managed to say one thing about those men that helped him. I think it's time I tell you.
Yes?
He stuttered out that one of those fellows could barely walk after they got out of there. Tongue-tied too, the man were.
My father.
You what?
My father. He had an accident around 25 years ago that left him bedbound and unable to talk.
Aye, could be him.
My mother told me it happened in a horse riding accident.
Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. Something unnatural occurred, I know it.
Mr. Bryden, we must rely on our rational faculties to explain any...
Promise me you'll be careful.
Is he going to let us do it?
Leave without hesitation and we board that accursed place up again.
Yes.
Understood?
Wait, you're giving me permission to excavate?
Aye. Against me better judgment.
Awesome.
I don't have the energy to stop you, lass.
Oh, terrible.
Thank you so much. I am grateful.
Don't make me regret my decision.
Wow.
Take Samuel's stone.
Are you sure?
Aye. Give it back to me when you're finished, though.
I promise. Thank you. I'll be sure to show you my discoveries, Mr. Bryden.
I'd rather you don't. Now then, I've got things to get on with.
I don't suppose you can spare any labour to help me with the dig?
Don't push your luck, lass. Market's on today. Plenty of able-bodied men about.
Okay.
Now.
Okay, let's
I
go.
like that. I finally had permission to excavate Hobb's Barrow. As exciting as that was, I was distracted by what Mr. Bryden said of his brother's associate. There was no doubt in my mind that father was the stricken man he spoke of. You told me he was crippled after coming off his horse. Why did you lie to me? To protect me? To stop me from following in his footsteps?
Oh, that didn't work, did it?
Failed. And so did Charles Bryden. He should have said no.
Oh no.
He should have never given me that stone.
Oh no. Okay. Well, let's go to the market. Actually, let's use my map. Bewlay Village Square. Oh, hello. Hello.
Good day.
Fresh produce.
Produce?
What have you got for sale?
I'm selling meat, vegetables, and all sorts of herbs and things. You're welcome to have a gander.
I'll be sure to browse. Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss.
I don't have any. Let's speak to apple seller.
Good day.
Freshly picked apples, miss. Would you like to try one on the outside?
Ooh. Yeah, I'll never say no. You could give it the goat.
Here you are, miss.
Thank you.
The apple looks somewhat rotten. It's riddled with holes.
Give it a goat. That's this guy. Hi.
Can I interest you in a pie? Finest mutton in all the county. 2p each.
No, thank you.
You're missing out. Mutton pies!
Oh, Miss Tompkins. Hello.
Hello, Miss Tompkins.
Hello.
We weren't introduced earlier. My name is Thomasina.
Ma'am?
Let's ask about
How do
herself.
you fare, Miss Tompkins?
I'm waiting for Mr. Ambrose. Have you seen him?
Who's that?
The milkman. Miss Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
I'm afraid I haven't seen him.
Let's ask about his lordship.
You are in the employ of Lord Panswick.
Aye. He employs half a Bewlay in one way or another.
I'm in need of some help for my excavation. Do you think his lordship could lend me some of his labourers?
Maybe.
Might you introduce me to him?
Sorry, ma'am, but his lordship doesn't take visitors. Any road, I must wait here for Mr. Ambrose. Miss Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
Okay, milk.
If Mr. Ambrose doesn't turn up, and I find you some milk, would you be able to introduce me to Lord Panswick?
His lordship really doesn't like visitors, ma'am.
I'll take the risk.
Miss Fenchurch will be cross with me. But she'll be even crosser if I come back without fresh milk.
So, do we have a deal?
Aye. bring me some milk and I'll take you to his lordship.
Thank you.
But hopefully Mr. Ambrose will arrive soon.
Have you been waiting long for Mr. Ambrose?
Aye, he should have been here a good 2 hours ago. He's here
Weird.
for market day, you see. He sells only the freshest milk. Miss Fenchurch swears by it. I hope misfortune hasn't befallen him on his way here.
I'm sure he will turn up.
Oh, I hope so.
Hobbs
Are
Barrow.
you familiar with Hobb's Barrow?
What's that?
Never mind.
Ask about the
What do you make of
stones.
these stones?
Oh, gives me the creeps.
Why?
No, just a feeling.
Miss
Who's Miss
Fenchurch.
Fenchurch?
His lordship's housekeeper.
I'll let you know if I find some fresh milk.
Thank you, ma'am. But tell me if you see Mr. Ambrose, won't you?
I will.
I will. Where have I? Maybe goat's milk. Oh, hello.
Hello?
What? What? Should we follow the girl or? Well, let's go and have a look. I mean, I'm going to go to this way anyway.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Did you see a young girl with blonde hair pass by here?
No, lass. There you are. Are you Thomasina Bateman?
Hello.
That's my name.
How marvellous. It's me, Leonard Shoulder.
What fuck?
I'd given up on finding you.
Please take a seat, Miss Bateman. We have much to discuss.
Where the hell have you been?
You've proven to be quite the enigma, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm mortified. I offer you 1,000 apologies. You see, I've been bound to me bed these past few days with a terrible fever.
How dreadful. I take it you're feeling better now?
Aye. I were on me way to find you when I stopped here to catch me breath. I've not much go in me these days.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry to hear that.
I were worried you'd have given up on me and left town.
Can't.
I had no idea what had become of you, Mr. Shoulder. I spent a good amount of time pounding on your front door.
I'm embarrassed. I really am. I've been doing my best to sleep through the fever. I am so very sorry. Please accept my apology, Miss Bateman.
Fine, Mr. Shoulder. I've come all this way. Let us speak of the business at hand.
Marvelous.
I've just learned that my father was part of a previous excavation of Hobb's Barrow some 25 years ago. Why didn't you mention this in your letter?
What? Where did you hear that?
I have my means.
I swear, Miss Bateman, I had no idea.
I take it you will also deny delivering me my father's journal?
I'm confused. What journal?
My father's journal was slipped under my door at the Plough and Furrow. It wasn't you who did this.
I've been bound to me bed, lass. What an extraordinary coincidence. You are following in your father's footsteps.
It seems so, Mr. Shoulder.
Probably not for the best. Right, let's ask about his letters.
Why did you invite me to excavate Hobb's Barrow?
I've always been curious about the colourful folklore surrounding the place. My father told me all sorts of stories about it when I were a wee fellow. Stories that some folk around here take a little too seriously, especially after those lads entered the barrow a while back.
Let's ask about the barrow.
Mr. Bryden has given me permission to excavate Hobb's Barrow.
Marvellous! I'm sorry you've had to sort all this out in my absence. When do we start?
Tomorrow, I hope. But first I need to recruit some locals to assist with the dig. It's too much work for me to do on my own.
I see. Bewlay has its fair share of strapping young lads. You'll find assistance, Miss Bateman.
Okay, let's... because that's still there.
How did you know about me?
I saw your interview in the Bakewell Times. A young lady travelling about the land, digging up barrows. Perfect for the job.
But why do you wish to excavate the barrow?
I want to see what those lads found in there. My curiosity has grown over the years. Now it is time for the mystery to be solved.
Didn't do it yourself though, did you?
I'm eager to find out what's in there myself.
Let's ask about Midyad.
Did you know my father?
I don't believe so. What's his name?
William Bateman. He was in Bewlay for at least a few days, from my understanding.
I'm sorry, lass. The name doesn't ring a bell.
Suspicious.
Are you sure you had no idea of my father's involvement in the previous excavation?
I'm quite sure. A most fascinating coincidence, but nothing more than that.
I'm starting to wonder if it's more than mere coincidence, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman, I did not take you for a credulous individual.
None of the sort.
Let's ask about the previous one.
About the previous excavation of Hobb's Barrow.
Oh, it was 25 years ago, or thereabout.
So the timeline fits up.
In a period of great strife, Samuel Bryden hadn't harvested a single crop for 2 seasons. Even home wood was sick. Berries went to rot almost as quickly as they grew. Folks started to believe the ground were blighted. Disease spread through the livestock too. People were going hungry, a panic set in.
That sounds terrible.
Aye, but I managed to keep myself fed. These things happen in nature, but the blame for it all fell on Hobb's Barrow. It was long said that a goblin made his home there. A rumour took root that the goblin were not best pleased with the villagers. In revenge for some unperceived slight, the goblin placed a curse on the soil itself. The villagers believed that ridding the barrow of its lodger would put an end to it all.
Hogwash. My father would have paid no heed to such tales.
Whether it were his intent to join the excavation when coming here, I do not know. But whatever it were that Samuel Bryden and those lads did inside that barrow, people say it did the trick. The crops started to grow back, and health returned to the livestock. Bewlay were no longer in the grip of dark forces. You must understand, folk here are a superstitious lot. They don't want you disturbing whatever it were those lads did.
Yeah, blighting them again.
As are concerned, the problem were fixed. The thought of another excavation must be conjuring panic that you'll undo whatever it were they did.
This does explain a lot.
And it's also why I'd venture nobody around here wants you to touch the place.
Except for you.
I want to know what's there.
Nosy.
Surely you don't believe these tales of goblins and curses to be true?
Not at all. However, I suspect those lads did find something in the barrow. But did it have any connection to failing crops and dying livestock? No. I can assure you there's nothing to fear. Coincidence reigns supreme.
So what do you think they found?
That is for us to discover, Miss Bateman.
Who was the third man who joined my father and Mr. Bryden on the excavation?
I'm afraid
I reckon it was Lord Panswick.
I heard about the excavation and I were intrigued by it. I mostly stayed at home during that time. The atmosphere in the village was rather too tense for me liking. And besides, the excavation were undertaken with an air of mystery about it.
Okay.
Tell me more of this folklore you mention.
It is said that Hobb's Barrow is home to a goblin.
That might be the guy we saw in our dream.
Some version or another of this story. But the version my father told me as a child described the barrow as a thin place. The goblin were deemed to be the guardian of this so-called thin place.
Goblin.
Tell me more about this goblin.
Some said he were a mischievous little mite, snatching newborn lambs and smashing windows with pebbles. Others said he were friendly, there to lend a helping hand in times of strife. The latter of which makes it all the more surprising as to why the previous excavation took place. My father's stories put the goblin in the mischievous category. Saxnot, he called the creature. I recall one such anecdote, that Saxnot entered Bewlay and ordered a pair of boots to be made by the cobbler. However, when collecting them, He insisted on paying for them with a bag of sow's teeth. The cobbler was so scared of angering the goblin that he accepted.
A colourful tale indeed, Mr. Shoulder. Has any explanation been offered for why this sack's not cursed the soil?
Wasn't that on the thing she was burning?
Mine, lass.
Thin places?
A thin place?
A place where one can walk between worlds. Where the flesh meets the spirit world. Just superstition, of course, as you all know.
Okay, let's tell him about the dream.
I had a peculiar dream last night. I met a creature at Hobb's Barrow. I suppose you might say it was a goblin.
Getting a lot of information here.
My father from trouble inside Hobb's Barrow. I'll admit the coincidence of this is somewhat astounding.
A remarkable coincidence, but nothing more than that.
But there is still one thing that puzzles me. The goblin told me proof of its claims would await me in the morning. Surely enough, I awoke to find that my father's journal had appeared in my room.
Very queer indeed.
Mr. Shoulder, you invited me here, to a town I'd never heard of, only for me to discover that my own father was here 25 years before. And not only that, but that he was also embroiled in some sort of superstitious hysteria which goes against everything he ever taught me. Something is wrong here. This must be more than mere coincidence.
Well, your dad...
Strange, I'll give you that. But please remember who you are, Miss Bateman.
Yeah, you do the same stuff that your dad did, so you are going to end up in some of the same places.
Incredible. Can I look inside?
You may.
Look at this drawing. Wonder what it all means.
You and I both. It all feels very out of character for my father.
I'm sure you'll find the answers beneath the soil, Miss Bateman.
Okay,
What do you
stone.
make of these strange stones, Mr. Shoulder? They seem to originate from the previous excavation. One belonged to my father, the other to Samuel Bryden.
Marvelous things. They look ancient.
I agree. I've never seen anything like them in all my digs.
I wonder if they took them out of the barrow.
I've been looking all over for that. Where did you find it?
In the alley behind the plough and furrow on the night of my arrival. Were you there?
As I say, I've been bedbound for several days, Miss Bateman.
Hmm.
Can I please have it back?
Here.
Thank you. We're peas of the same pod, Miss Bateman. I knew you wouldn't be frightened by a few old stories. It will be interesting to see what those lads found in there.
Certainly.
Thank you so very much for responding to my letter and for coming here. We have some great discoveries to make, you and I.
I sincerely hope so.
And a chance to follow in your father's footsteps. Right, time for me to shift these old bones. I'm to take me a spot of the plough and furrow. I'll be there all night should you need me assistance.
Thank you, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sorry again for giving you the runaround. I promise I am not beyond redemption. I won't let you down again. See you soon.
We shall see, Leonard. We shall see.
I'm starting to wonder if Mr. Shoulder even existed.
Wow. Okay. What was I doing?
The day was starting to test me. The word coincidence felt insufficient to explain what was happening. It was after that first conversation with Leonard Shoulder that I started entertaining thoughts of a truly irrational nature.
Oh no.
What if my dream wasn't just a dream?
Oh dear.
What if it was all more than simple coincidence? What if that thing really could help my father?
She dumped the rationale. Was it up this way? Well, like, I know it's not a coincidence. There's all this kind of... I'll speak to you in a minute. I'm going to find some milk. Does Mr. Bryden have a goat? I'm sure I heard mention of a goat. Oh, yes. Yes? Yes, he does. Okay.
Easy girl.
That is a girl. Okay.
I'm not fond fond of goats at the best of times, but this one seems particularly disagreeable.
Would it like our apple? Let's take the bucket.
I should ask Mr. Bryden for permission before attempting to milk his goat.
Okay. Well, she basically went into the same career as her father did. And he was a specialist in barrows.
What do you want?
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
If you can get any milk out of old Eunice, you're welcome to it.
Eunice?
Me goat. Good luck.
It's a good name for a goat. I'm gonna try. We're gonna try. Come on, Eunice. So it's not too large of a coincidence to feel that she would end up in a place where her father, especially if it's accessible enough to get on the train.
All right, we are doing this.
What the fuck? What? I just wanted some milk. What the hell, Eunice?
I'm not sure what that was.
What the hell, Eunice?
I don't know what's happening to me. All this superstitious nonsense must be getting to my head.
Can I have some milk now? Has my bucket got milk in?
I'm not going near that thing again.
Fuck's sake. Okay. I'll do my bucket. Let's speak to...
Well, did you get any milk out of her?
I tried, and failed miserably.
She's a temperamental beast.
Perhaps you could milk her for me?
I'd like to help you, lass, but I've just had a flare-up in me joints. I worked myself too hard this morning.
Okay.
I couldn't bend down to save myself.
Is there anything I can do to help?
My wife would say I'm beyond any help. I'm certain of that. But if you know of any remedies for aching joints, please send them my way.
We know someone.
Mr. Bryden.
I'm going to rest for a while. Ta-ra now.
We know someone who could make something. Let's go see Mother Mildred. Oh, there we go. She's on the map. A lot of information.
Daddy, I have something for you. I do hope you remember it. I've taken great care of it. I'll fetch it for you now, all right?
Teenage. Where are we going? Where are we going?
I should show Daddy what I've brought.
Well, what have you brought? Great.
Daddy, you must remember this. The day that started it all. It's the red urn you buried in the garden for me. My first ever excavation. Where should I put it?
Over here?
Perfect. It will catch the light from your lamp so nicely. There. I'm going to become a great barrow digger just like you. I hope the pot reminds you of those adventures we had together when I was a child, and how thankful I am for everything you've taught me. Now I must tell you about my visit to Pallinghurst. I found an arrowhead.
Aww. Well, hello, Mildred.
Day.
Yes?
Mr. Bryden's aches.
Do you know of any remedies for aching joints?
You're too young to be suffering from this, surely.
It's for someone else, Mr. Bryden.
Yes,
You'd
yes,
say that.
I know just the poultice.
Capital. May I have some?
Well, I don't have the ingredients, I'm afraid.
What do you need to make
Fetch
it?
quest.
It's a simple blend made of natural elements. Elderflower and flirtwort. I can make the poultice for you if you bring me these things. Then it just needs to be applied directly to the joints. That should ease his burden.
Thank you.
Uh,
Where
flirt.
can I find some flirtwort?
Flirtwort is not commonly found around Bewlay. It's a perennial shrub that bears small white flowers.
I feel like
Some growing out on moors if you're lucky.
I've seen some by the water.
Where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long since gone. Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elderflowers are small, white, and grow in clumps on the elder shrub. Elder shrubs can grow in all shapes and sizes. Just look out for the clumps of tiny white flowers.
Okay, I feel like I've seen that. Let's ask about milk.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
No, sorry.
Not to worry.
Okay, let's go.
Farewell.
Let's walk back rather than keep our eye out for shrubs. What is this? Hello? It's alright, I have resin, it's fine, I've got that already. Let's keep an eye out for shrubbery. I feel like we've got a lot of information. Let's go up this way. Is this it here? Shrub?
This looks like it might be elderflower. I'll take some.
Okay. I thought I'd seen some up here. Let's have a look. Just walk back this way. There isn't any. Yeah. Maybe in this thingy garden? Oh, hello.
Excuse me, Miss Bateman. I'm in something of a hurry. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. Which work is that quote from?
Romeo and Juliet. Oh, he's gone.
Okay. This way. Where else? Where could we find flirtwort from? Oh, I've got a little tickle in my throat. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, hello. A rabbit. Maybe over here somewhere. Oh, hello.
Good day, little one. Hello?
Do you not speak?
What's this? A fiddle bow? There's no string.
Let's introduce ourselves.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours? Don't be shy. I don't mean you any harm.
Maybe she can't speak. Who is she?
What are you doing out here all alone on the moors?
Let's get my drink. I think this is the goblin's daughter.
Would you like me to fix your bow so you can play your fiddle again? Yes?
This portends.
Hey! Most peculiar. Perhaps I can mend the bow for her. If memories of my childhood violin lessons serve me right, bowstring is made from animal hair, coated in a waxy resin.
Well, I have some resin.
Vibrate without it.
I have some resin. I need to find some. go this way. Maybe there might be some near Leonard's. No. Okay, let's head back to the church. Where was the post guy? Oh, I know where there might be some. So I need to get some animal hair. Where would I get animal hair from? Let's have a look up here, see if we can find some flare wood. No, there's nothing here. Okay. Okay, let's have a little look around here. Oh, that looks like horse poops. There is a horse. Hello.
Horsehair would make fine bowstring. She almost took my head off.
I think. Let's have a look.
I'd rather not go into those horrible toilets again.
We need something to bribe the horse with. Do you think the horse... I don't think they'd like a rotten apple. Let's go and see, have a look, see what we can find. Let's have a look in the inn. Where would I get flirt wort from though? Hello.
Joe, perhaps you've had enough sugar.
Don't you start and all.
Can I pinch a sugar cube? Hello, Joe. Can we thingy on the sugar?
I prefer my tea hot and fresh.
Sugar cubes.
Hands off me, sugar.
I think this is supposed to be for all the patrons, sir.
I said hands off.
Come on, Joe. Be nice to our visitors.
Ha! This place has gone to buggery.
Well, I've got your sugar cube anyway, so you can shut your face, Joe. How is this going to get me milk, though? I mean, it's a nice little aside. Let's give the horse a sugar cube. Here you go. I'm going to bribe you.
Girl, eat this.
And now I'm going to steal your hair. They're nice. We're friends.
Good girl. Hopefully that's gained some trust between us.
I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to... have I got a knife? With...
I've managed to cut off a few lengthy strands.
Thank you. Let's use the... What have we got here? I've got resin. We've got strands of hair here. And let's go out this alley first of all. So let's use the resin with letters. Oh, there it is, with the horsehair. And then
there we
use...
are. This should make sufficient bowstring now.
Then use that on there.
I've done it. The bowstring seems to hold on sufficiently.
Let's see if we can go to the Devil's Toe directly. Let's do that. Then use the bow. There you go.
Look what I have for you.
Oh, she's very talented. Flashback. What is happening? This portends. Oh dear. Oh dear, Thomasina.
My head is spinning.
Oh dear. Did you get clonked on the noggin?
Hello? Where did she go?
Can we take this though? Yeah, let's take the
The
fiddle.
girl left her fiddle behind. I'll take it with me in case I see her again. I want to understand what just happened.
Okay, let's go back to the church. Little rabbit? Hello, little rabbit. Yeah, there's a lot. We've gained a lot of information about some very random things. Oh, hang on a sec. Let's just check up here in case where that fairy circle is. Maybe there might be some. Hello.
Hello, Wally.
Go away! You gave the door back to my sister.
It wasn't very nice of you to bury her favourite toy, Wally.
I gave it to the fair folk.
Wasn't yours to give, sir.
Stole it back from them.
You don't really believe in fairies, do you? You're old enough to know better.
They're real, and thanks to you, I'm cursed.
There's no such thing as curses either, Wally.
Go away!
Alright, Wally. To be fair, it wasn't his to give, you know what I mean? What have we got here?
In memory of Romeo Hegg, dearly missed by his beloved Juliet.
I wonder if we can chisel these off. It's never occurred to me that. Use chisel with...
No, that won't achieve anything useful.
This one?
No, that won't work.
Maybe not then. Okay. Let's go have a little explore around and then come back.
That would achieve.
I'm trying to put it back. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Let's go. Where haven't we looked? Oh.
It's locked.
I wonder if there's a... I feel like that Romeo thing is relevant because he mentioned it. Normally, you know, if they mention it, it's going to be... Okay, there's nothing here. We've got elderflower. Let's go. Let's have a look over here, maybe. What's this? No, nothing here. I feel like I missed something. Shrub, back. Yeah, I've not missed anything. Okay. Let's go this way. Anything here? Door? No. I feel like... Which is the Romeo plaque? Oh, hello.
Good day to you, pet.
Hello.
Hello, Mrs. de Plancy.
If you're looking for Father Roach, he won't be back until tomorrow.
Father Roach.
Where is Father Roach?
You might have noticed the good father has a green thumb. He's gone to visit his friend in the countryside to purchase some seedlings for his tower garden.
How do we get in the tower
Where is
garden?
Father Roach's tower garden?
Why, on top of St. Edmund's, of course. He's got a lovely collection of cuttings up there. You'll have to ask him to show you.
The thing we're looking for
It's a shame he's not around.
might be up there.
He does have a spare spare key for the tower door somewhere.
Hmm.
Do you know where Father Roach keeps his spare key?
No, that's his business. If I did know, I'd fetch it myself and take you up there.
Not to worry.
I do recall him saying he hid it outside somewhere, for safekeeping, like. Were it in the graveyard? Oh, I don't know. Best wait till he gets back, pet.
I'm going to find that key. Let's ask about my
My
father.
father visited Bewlay some 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
Bateman? William Bateman? I remember a William Baldwin. He were a right miserable sod.
My father was only in Bewlay briefly, from what I understand. I'm trying to piece together what he was doing here.
You'll have to ask him. I don't recall anyone of that name.
My father took part in an excavation at Hobb's Barrow. Do you recall the excavation?
I concern myself only with matters related to the church.
Fair
I'm
enough.
sorry I can't be more helpful.
What do you make of these stones?
They are not Christian. I'm certain of that.
I agree. Much older, I feel.
Older than Christianity? Oh, the youth of today.
These box pews are most unusual. I've never seen any quite so tall.
We Bewlay folk like our privacy.
Well, yeah.
The pews are owned by individual families.
Some might accuse you of hiding secrets.
Now, pet.
I jest.
At my age, it's hard to climb in and out of them. I'd rather stand.
Does the
Saxnot?
name Saxnot mean anything to you?
Is that a village near Erdlaw?
No, never mind.
Okay, milk.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
I don't, pet.
Not to worry. Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
Okay. Okay, let's exit. Love that. It's nothing older than Christianity. Like, there's lots of things older than Christianity. Is it that one?
In memory of Romeo Head,
Must be that
dearly
one.
missed by his beloved Juliet.
Because he said about, like, so...
I think I can chip away at this plaster.
Oh, now I can use it.
There's a key behind here. This has to be Father Roach's spare.
Okay. Let's use the key with... No, I didn't want to go in there. Exit. Let's use the key. Is that a new key? With this door?
Capital.
Yes, we can go in. Let's have a look at his tower garden. Hopefully it's got the plant that we need. Oh, lovely. That looks like it could be.
A small label on the pot reads Flirtwort. This is just what I need.
Let's take a little bit. Nice. Acquired flirtwort. Let us leave. Go back down.
I should put the key back. There. I hope that stays on.
I feel like I missed something. Let me go and have a little look. I don't know why. Oh, he's gone. Hello. Hole. What's in the hole? Let's grab a worm.
You're coming with me, little fellow.
I don't know
Shall I name
why.
you Kenneth.
Shall we put Kenneth in the apple? Exit. The apple's got holes in. Kenneth might enjoy you. I don't know why this is a thing, but let's...
The worm has found a new home within the holes of the rotten apple.
Cool. I don't know why that is a thing, but apparently that is. Let's go see Mildred. Give her our ingredients. Hello, Mildred.
Good day.
Yes?
Floatwort.
I think I have some flirtwort here.
Show me. Aye, that's flirtwort, all right. Let me know when you found some elderflower, too.
Got it. Here you
I have
go.
some elderflowers here.
Show me. No, this is not elderflower. It's
What?
cowbane. An easy mistake to make. The two look very similar.
Oh,
It's safe to eat, as long as you're not a cow. Very toxic to cattle.
where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long
Where
since
would
gone.
they be?
Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elderflowers are small, white, and grow in clumps on the elder shrub.
I thought I
Elder
had
shrubs
it.
can grow in all shapes and sizes. Just look out for the clumps of tiny white flowers.
Where would I get elderflower from? Okay.
Farewell.
I've got cowbane, so where am I going to get elderflower from? I wonder if she's got some in the market, maybe. Oh, I haven't got any money. I wonder if we can barter or... Maybe we could barter. Is it possible? Yeah, I feel like we're getting a lot of information today. I don't know how she didn't get on quicker that her dad... Ah, potentially.
This looks like elderflower to me.
How do we get that? Because we don't have any money. Let's talk to the little girl. Hey, Jane.
Hello, Jane.
Miss, watch me juggle.
Wow. Very good.
Very impressive.
I can juggle even more apples.
Oh, let's give you... Here you go.
No, that won't achieve anything useful. I dare you to juggle an extra apple.
Easy. Yuck, a worm.
Oh, cowbane.
No, that won't work.
Quick. Shit. Wasn't quick enough. Okay. Put that back. Let's grab my worm. Apple.
Hello again, little worm.
You're going to be my accomplice in this plot. Use apple.
I dare you to juggle an extra apple.
Easy. Yuck, a worm.
Okay, let's be quick. Cowbane with herbs. Oh, she caught me. I know she didn't.
Managed to swap them without her noticing.
Quick, run away. Run away. Let's go back to Mildred. Let's go back to Mildred. Hello.
Good day. I have the ingredients you asked for.
Wonderful. Hand them over.
Yeah, poultice. Okay.
Go. Tell Mr. Bryden to apply this poultice to the area in question.
Okay.
It works wonders. Thank you very much.
Right. Let's go. Mr. Bryden. Oh, I've been fetch question. I'm getting distracted and I can't remember what my original intention was. Oh, I needed milk.
No, that won't achieve anything useful.
Well, I'm not going to put the poultice on the door, am I? I need to give it to Mr. Bryden. That is the only problem when you have like a little fetch questy in the middle of a thing, is that sometimes you forget what the whole purpose
I've got
was.
a poultice for your joints, Mr. Bryden. It was prepared by Mildred Walker.
Who?
You may know her as Mother Mildred.
Oh, thank you, lass. That Mildred knows what she's doing. I should have thought to see it myself.
She said to apply it directly to where the pain is. It should work very swiftly.
I'll give it a try. Oh, that did the trick, lass. I feel like a lad of 20 again. I suppose you'll be wanting me to milk old Eunice for you in return.
Yes,
If
please.
you don't mind, I'd appreciate it.
Don't really want to touch that eldritch creature. Hooray!
Stand well back, lass.
Believe me, I'm not coming an inch closer.
Come on, missus. Ta.
There you are, lass. Some fresh milk.
Ta.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bryden.
Right. Let's go to Village Square.
I'll let the worm enjoy his new home.
Ah, I was hoping he could be my friend. Ugh, it's far too much work collecting that milk. Far too much work. Right, let's go give milk to Miss Tompkins.
I've got a pail of fresh milk here for you, Miss Tompkins.
She's like, oh no.
Here.
Mum, you've saved my hide. Thank you.
Are you all right?
I'm worried about Mr. Ambrose. Any road, I'm heading back to Panswick Manor now. Would you still like to meet his lordship?
Very much so.
Now, I can't guarantee you'll be home, all right? He's a very busy man.
I'll take my chances.
Follow me, then.
Okay.
Come on over. It's not much further.
But it bloody was him. Nice jump.
What time do you call this?
Sorry, Mum.
Give it here, then. What the hell is this muck?
Goat's milk, Mum.
You daft bait! Since when does his lordship take goat's milk with his tea? Oh, he will not be pleased. Get back to your sweeper before I clip you over the head.
Sorry, Mum.
She's not very nice, is she? What do you want? Let's talk to Miss Fenchurch. Ms.
Hello there.
Bugger off, you whelp. This is private land.
I was wondering if it might be possible to speak with Lord Panswick.
Are you deaf, girl? Don't make me fetch the guards. They're armed, you know. By Christ, you're like a dog with a bone. Do you want to get yourself shot?
I can assure you the only things getting shot around here are the pheasant. Then perhaps the odd grouse. Greetings, my lady. Lord James Panswick.
I fucking knew it.
Disposal.
You're Lord Panswick?
You
As
rat.
I live and breathe.
You could have told me that before.
What is life without mystery, Miss Bateman?
Well, you're very annoying.
I was imagining someone...
Much older and far less handsome.
Possibly less
Something like
annoying.
that.
See? I can read your mind, my dear.
I don't like him.
Now, may I ask, what brings you to my manor?
I wanted to ask if I could borrow some of your labourers.
Oh, for what purpose?
I intend to excavate Hobb's Barrow tomorrow, and I'm in need of some assistance.
An excavation? How very delightful. We're in the middle of our own works right this minute. Follow me, Miss Bateman. Come along. I promise I don't bite.
No, you're just irritating. Miss Fenchurch is like...
For generations, this chapel was a place of unique devotion. This was until some of my more ungrateful ancestors forgot him and abandoned it.
Why did they abandon it?
Men of great wealth and power can grow so comfortable that they forget they still need the divine. The sacrifices required to maintain such a relationship were no longer being made. The chapel
Is this an old god thing?
With time, even the villagers forgot him. His influence endured, but only with the isolated few who lived on the very fringes of these moors. Believe it or not, my family's fortunes have dwindled ever since.
This is getting into the occult, sir.
It's become my life's work to restore this place of worship. With this sacred place rebuilt, he shall be venerated once more, and the name Panswick shall be uttered again across all of England. He guided the hands of my ancestors. Now it is time for him to guide us. Bewlay is a godless place.
Have you forgotten about St. Edmund's? Father Roach might disagree.
I shall bring him back to these lands, and this chapel shall be his seat once again.
I don't think he's talking about the Christian god.
Seems like you wish to bring back the past.
From
Oh yeah,
out of
because
the
he had
old
money.
world shall come the new, a greater truth. But I digress. Horace, my dear fellow.
Aye, your lordship.
This fair lady here is in need of some assistance. Would you and your chaps be up for a spot of digging at Hobb's Barrow tomorrow?
Hobb's Barrow? Aye, your lordship, 'tis no bother.
Good man. You're in luck.
Awesome.
These are my finest. They're all yours.
Thank you. I am grateful.
On one condition.
Yes?
I've heard wonders about Mary de Plancy's Bakewell puddings.
Ah, for fuck's
I'd rather
sake.
like to try them for myself.
You've got money, lads.
Your lordship, you're giving me the help of your men in exchange for cakes.
Yes.
But
Farewell, my beauty.
wait.
He's an odd one, that one. Alright, let's speak to Horace.
Is his lordship joking about the Bakewell puddings?
No, miss. His lordship is a man of folly.
How ridiculous.
He treats you all right if you do what he asks.
But he's a silly bugger. Alright. Oh, what's that there?
Some fine looking flowers.
Can I pick said flowers? Let's talk to Miss Tompkins. I've got to apologise to... Hello, I'm sorry.
Thank you for bringing me here, Miss Tompkins.
You're welcome, Mum.
I'll let her get on with her sweeping, though what exactly she is sweeping up remains something of a mystery. Some fine looking flowers.
Okay. How are we going to get some puddings? Let's go to church. Ooh, look at this. We've got, almost got everything done. So let's go to the church. People are very exacerbating. You know what I mean? Just trying to get stuff done. Hello. Can I have some cake for free?
Good day to you, pet.
Hello, Mrs. de Plancy.
Bakewell
Do
puddings?
you still have some of your homemade Bakewell puddings, Mrs. de Plancy?
Oh, you're too late, pet. I've a few left, but they're set aside for someone else.
Might you please be able to bake me some more?
Sorry, I'm not in the mood for baking. Truth be told, my dear husband Albert passed away
Oh,
recently.
I'm sorry.
Thoughts are all over the shop.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Aye, he's in God's hands now.
Let's ask about her husband.
Were you married to Albert a long time?
Aye, too many years to count. He was a cobbler here in Bewlay.
Oh, he was the...
Most dashing cobbler in all of England, I used to tell him. Love is precious, pet. There's naught that can replace the hole it leaves in your heart.
I can relate to that in my own way. I wish you strength in this difficult time.
Thank you. With God's blessing, I'll get by.
Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
I wonder if he's that... Oh, bless her. Recently widowed. Oh.
The simple wooden cross bears a small plaque on which is inscribed the name Albert de Plancy.
Relative, are you?
No, just looking.
He were the cobbler. Who's going to mend me boots now?
Hello? Does this fresh grave belong to Mrs. de Plancy's late husband?
Aye.
Rather bare, isn't it?
My job is to dig the graves, not decorate them.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Let's go talk to Mr. Plancy. Wonder if we could...
Good day to you, pet.
Hello, Mrs. de Plancy.
It's about the grave.
I saw your late husband's grave, Mrs. de Plancy. I am very sorry for your loss.
Thank you, pet. I'm ashamed to say I couldn't afford naught more than a simple wooden cross. You were a colourful man, our Albert. He deserves better. He loved his flower beds. He's only been gone a fortnight, and already his plants have gone to rot. May the Lord forgive me.
Plants are difficult to maintain. I'm sure Albert would understand.
His precious hippeastrum were the first to go. I would have loved to lay one on his grave.
What does a hippeastrum flower look like?
Oh, beautiful things they are. Tall stems topped
I've
with
seen
large
some of
red
those.
flowers. Hard to grow in this climate. They were his pride and joy. The remarkable thing is there's no scent to 'em. That's why he loved 'em so much. You see, he hated anything that smelled sickly sweet. Hippeastrum were just perfect. Let me know if you come across one, won't you?
Of course, Mrs. de Plancy.
I have seen one.
What does a hippeastrum flower look like?
Oh, beautiful things.
Oh, we've
they
already
are.
done this one.
Tall stems topped with large red flowers.
Let's go and see if we can get these
Hard
flowers.
to grow in this climate. They were his pride and joy. The remarkable thing is there's no scent to 'em. That's why he loved 'em so much. You see, he hated anything that smelled sickly sweet. Hippeastrum were just perfect. Let me know if you come across one, won't you?
Of course, Mrs. de Plancy.
Okay, we have seen these flowers.
Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
We go. Let's exit. To the manor. Hanswick Manor. Do you think we need to use the knife on them?
These matched the description of the flowers Mrs. de Plancy mentioned. There's no scent.
You get away from my hippeastrum.
Ah, apologies.
Move!
Well, that confirms it.
How can we... Let's talk to Miss Tompkins again.
Good day.
Hello.
Ask about the hippiastrum.
I really need one of those hippiastrum flowers.
Why?
It's a long story. Might you please
Fetch
be able
quest.
to get one for me, or distract Miss Fenchurch so I can take one?
Those flowers are Miss Fenchurch's favourites. She spends hours looking after them. Sorry, Mom. It's just that I'm so worried about Mr. Ambrose.
The milkman?
Aye. We were to run away together today.
Oh no.
I'm worried sick that he stood me up. Without Mr. Ambrose, this job is all I have.
Let's go find Mr. Ambrose
I
then.
risk losing it over a flower.
What does Mr. Ambrose look like?
I'm sorry, Miss Tompkins. I still haven't seen him.
Do you think he's abandoned me?
Possibly.
I'm sure that's not the case. He must have been delayed somewhere.
Could you try to find him for me, Mom?
I can, yeah.
Oh, please, Mom. I'd do anything for you if you found my love.
I can try.
Oh, thank you. You're ever so kind, Mom.
Okay, let's find out what he looks
What
like.
does Mr. Ambrose look like?
He's got brown hair.
I'm afraid I'll need a bit more to go on.
Sorry, Mom. I'm too upset. Please find him, won't you?
Okay.
Stop your nattering and get back to your sweeping.
Well, you're not doing much work, love. Okay, let's go back to the square and see, because there's going to be a few people up there. Let's go and see if there's anyone there that we can talk to. Oh, let's talk to this guy. Hello.
Hello there.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Ralph. Not seen you around before.
I'm just visiting.
Who are you, Ralph?
What brings you to the market today?
I purchased a Scotch egg for me tea. You want a bite?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you know Mr. Ambrose, the milkman?
I do, yes.
Have you any idea where he might be?
He is usually here by now.
So I heard.
He normally arrives via the road to the east of Bewlay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm looking for some help with an excavation tomorrow. Might you be interested?
Sorry, miss. I've already got my own job.
Enjoy
Okay.
your Scotch egg.
I will.
Okay, Ralph, you've been actually quite helpful. I don't want to go in the alley. Hello. Thank you for the hair to Easter Bewlay. Flashback.
There we are. Your shells are looking much more interesting now. I pestered Mother for years to let me bring some of your treasures here. I think she's worried that I want to follow in your path.
I mean...
She has hidden most of your discoveries away. I had to beg her to bring me to visit you, you know. I shouldn't worry you with all that. Do you know that I have a story for each of these pots? Well, I don't know if they're all true, but they are my memories. Even though I was so young, I still remember our adventures together.
Aww.
Would you like me to share my memories of them? Well, I'm going to, whether you like it or not.
Oh, let's click some pots.
You were incredibly excited about this one. I hadn't gone on an expedition with you yet. You were so happy about it, showing it to Mother and I. You didn't stop talking about it for hours. I thought, how can Daddy be so excited over some old broken pottery? But it wasn't long until I understood.
This one?
I think you brought this one back from a trip abroad. I would have loved to go with you, but Mother didn't want me to. I remember you being so proud of it. It looks ancient.
How many bits of pottery have we got?
Mother was so angry when you brought this one home, wasn't she? William, that simply will not do. It's taking up all the space on the mantelpiece. Once you moved it to your study, I remember creeping in to take a peek at it. We found this one together in that mucky old barrow near Avebury. I think it was the second time you'd taken me on a dig with you. I remember you bringing it up to your face to look inside and shrieking in horror. "There's a bloody rat in there," you screamed.
This one maybe?
We talked about this one already. The red urn you buried in the garden for me. It seems like such a long time ago.
Right, if I missed any... Pot, large urn. I feel like I've seen them all. Broken urn, pottery shard, pot, large urn, pot.
We've talked about this one already.
What have I missed? Oh, tiny urn.
This is from the first dig I remember you taking me on. The excavation of West Kennet Long Barrow. I found it wedged behind a stone as you ate your sandwich. You said, "Now there's a tiny urn for a tiny girl."
Oh.
I almost forgot. While I was searching for your pots in the shed, I found one of your manuscripts. I thought Mother had burnt all your notebooks, but she missed one. It was an account of barrows across the east of England. I managed to read it all before Mother took it away. Daddy, it was fascinating. I've decided that is what I want to do with my life. I'm going to
your
travel
mother's
the
going to be
country,
gutted.
excavating and documenting my own finds. Well, as soon as I'm old enough to escape Mother, that is. When you're feeling better, we can go out on expeditions together again, just like we used to. I promise you'll get better, Daddy. I'll do whatever it takes to make it so.
Oh. I mean, her mum tried to keep her from it, but obviously there was no way to.
There's something ahead on the road.
Ooh.
My God!
Is that the milkman? What the hell?
Mr. Ambrose! I'm going to help you.
Mr. Ambrose got ambushed. Puns. Okay, what do I have? I've got a knife. Let's use the knife.
Please hold still. I'm going to cut you free. He had been so tightly bound that I could barely cut through without hurting him further. His mouth was stuffed full of flowers of a most peculiar scent. I was dismayed at such savagery, and wondered if the feral folk Father Roach had mentioned were responsible for this abhorrent act. After some considerable effort, I managed to cut him free.
You okay?
All right.
Who were lost in visions of hell itself.
Oh no.
I saw the devil.
Who did this to you?
I don't remember. Oh, the terrible sights I saw. I won't forget them till my last breath.
Are you Mr. Ambrose?
Yes. Edward Ambrose.
But the flowers were psychedelic.
Oh, my love. Oh, my darling love.
Let me take you to her. Here, take my hand. As we made the arduous trek to Panswick Manor, I probed Mr. Ambrose on who had done this to him. He insisted that he didn't remember anything, except for his nightmarish visions.
Probably the flowers.
My love.
Eddie!
Ah.
Jesus, what happened to you? Were you in a fight?
Now, fret not, my love.
I thought you'd abandoned me.
Oh.
Thank your friend here for helping me out of a bind.
Oh, Eddie.
Glad I found him.
Let's get out of here, my darling.
Hang on. You thieving beat! I'll have your guts for
Ah, bint. That's such a god insult.
Stick it where the sun don't shine, you bitter old sow.
Get her. Hey.
The cheek! Here you are, Mum.
Thank you, Miss Tompkins.
No, thank you for finding my poor Eddie.
Eddie looks about like he's gonna keel over.
Eddie, I'm never setting foot on this godforsaken estate again.
Good luck to you.
Good luck, you two.
Well, okay, let's go back to the church. I wonder what happened to him then. How did he end up like that? Do you think we can put these on?
Perhaps Mrs. de Plancy would like to lay these flowers herself.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout. That is a good shout. Sorry, I was caught in the drama of the elopees. Let's go put that in there. Hello. Hello. Let's give them to her.
I have something for you.
You found them. Oh,
Give me some
dear
puddings.
child. Let's take them straight to Albert. You'll come with me, won't you?
Of course I will.
Yes, Mrs. de Plancy.
You know,
Aww.
the things I miss most about him are the things that used to annoy me.
It's always the way.
Think of his jaw as he chewed his sandwiches, leaving his tools all around the house. The way he'd never back down from an argument. He's just quiet at home now. Silence. The funny thing is, that's what he always craved. Peace and quiet. You were a good man, our Albert.
Sounds like he was. I'm so sorry.
Do you fear death, pet?
Not at all. I dare say I won't be around to know it's happened.
But what of heaven and hell?
Life is for living, not for worrying about what comes after.
Albert didn't fear death either. You're both braver than I am.
It's not bravery. It's just trying to make the most of what we have in the present. One can neither live in the future, nor the past.
I fear it, but my faith keeps me going. I know I'll meet him again, in heaven.
Take that thought forward, Mrs. de Plancy. Remember it. One day, you will be reunited.
Aww.
Thank you.
Give me some puddings.
Those flowers look beautiful.
They do.
Albert will be smiling down on us. Pet, I left me basket inside the church. You'll find some Bakewell puddings in there. You can have them.
Oh, you...
I insist. You've brought an ounce of happiness into my day, dear.
You're welcome.
It's only just that I
Reunited some young lovers.
Thank you, Mrs. de Plancy.
To be truthful with you, I was saving him for myself. I shouldn't be so selfish. Lord forgive me.
You're nothing of the sort.
I'll stay here with Albert a bit longer. You go back to your day, Pet. Lord be with you.
And you, Mrs. de Plancy.
Aww. Nice. Okay. I wonder how much more we have left of the day. Hopefully not too much longer. Basket.
Here they are.
Nice. Let us leave. Go and see this Lord Panswick guy. Pain in the ass that he is. Let's have a little walk it rain. Boop. Hello. Got your puddings. Your popinjay.
I come bearing gifts.
Freshly baked gifts?
Yes. 3 of Mrs. de Plancy's famous Bakewell puddings.
There you go.
Oh, you are an amusing creature, Thomasina.
What do you mean?
You must think me a scoundrel of the highest order for asking you to undertake such folly. Of course I would have lent you my men either way. I merely desired an excuse to share a cake with you.
Lord Panswick,
I take no
Ugh.
pleasure in watching you scurry about Bewlay to fulfill my every whim.
You big fibber.
Do I?
I
Oh.
do not find this amusing in the slightest.
Something wrong about
No
you.
idea what I had to go through to get these for you.
Oh, I do. And that's what I admire about you. Tenacity. Even in the face of something you know to be absurd. You don't give up, do you?
Never. Though in this case, I ought to have.
Slap him with the pudding.
Will you share one of these tempting confections with me?
Yeah, just 'cause I want one.
Splendid. I'm glad the rain doesn't put you off. You like to live a little dangerously, don't you, Thomasina? Let us stroll to the beck.
That sounds nice.
Romance on the moors. I don't want to be romanced by this guy. He
We
seems
walked
a bit
side by
off.
side down to the beck, his hand occasionally brushing my own. Despite Lord Panswick's entertaining company, I had an overwhelming feeling that time was being wasted. We ate those cakes down by the beck, and as he attempted the most charming lines he could muster upon me, I only had one thing on my mind. Father. Could he be saved from his suffering? Was the answer to be found within Hobb's Barrow? I ached to find out. I didn't even notice the taste of those famous puddings.
Aww.
Seemingly disheartened by my lack of enthusiasm, Lord Panswick soon marched me back toward the ruined chapel.
Chaps, listen up. You're to assist Miss Bateman's excavation tomorrow. What time, Miss Bateman?
Early morning, if you don't mind.
We'll be there whenever you need us, miss.
Hobb's Barrow. On the Bryden estate, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll be there.
Take your tools with you. Miss Bateman will need every assistance we can provide her with.
It's no bother.
Splendid.
Thank you, lads.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll see you later, my dear.
No, thank you.
Lord Panswick.
We're finishing up here, miss. See you tomorrow morning, all right?
Okie
I
dokie.
appreciate your help.
Right, it's getting dark. Let's head back to the inn.
That's a relief to have my crew assembled for tomorrow. It's getting dark and cold. Time to head back to the Plough and Furrow.
Okay, let's do that. Let's head back. Bewlay Village Square. Head back in. I don't know how I feel about that Lord Panswick.
Evening, Miss Bateman.
Hello.
Good evening, Stanley.
Your lordship,
Stanley, my good man.
to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit, your lordship?
I've come to wish Miss Bateman good fortune for her grand excavation tomorrow. I'm really rather curious as to what she might turn up.
As am I, your lordship.
An exciting
Do you want to pay my
time
tab?
for Bewlay. Wouldn't you agree, Stanley?
Oh, yes, your lordship. Very, very exciting.
My dear, please, allow me the pleasure of buying you a drink. A welcome antidote to the wind's bite. Wouldn't you say, Stanley?
Yes, indeed, your lordship.
I'm going to keep a clear head.
Miss Bateman, you're no fun.
I should keep a clear head for tomorrow.
Good thinking. In that
Buy me
case,
dinner, though.
I shall bid thee the fondest of farewells. May you conquer Hobb's Barrow.
You want to pay my tab?
Find all that you desire.
Thank you, your lordship.
I've reminded my chaps they're to meet you at Hobb's Barrow in the morning.
Something about
Thank you
him.
again, Lord Panswick.
Till we meet again, faites des beaux rêves. Mr. Shoulder.
Ooh.
Your lordship?
Mr. Shoulder was like, you can fucking wait. What's that about?
Hello again, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman.
The
I've
excavation.
recruited the help of some local labourers to help with the excavation.
Marvellous. When do we start?
Tomorrow morning, first thing.
Wonderful.
Can I count on your assistance?
Of course. I'll meet you here at the Plough and Furrow.
Okay, sack's
What
not.
else can you tell me about this Saxnot?
Try not to worry yourself too much with these old stories. Leave those to the locals, Miss Bateman.
Okay.
Have others spoken of goblins appearing in their dreams?
A dream is a dream, that is all. They merely make for good stories.
I know.
Fair enough.
But to answer your question, no, not to my knowledge.
Okay, let's ask about
Tell
himself.
me about yourself, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sure the locals have filled you in already, lass.
They say you're a bit weird.
Quite the mysterious figure. Most had little to say.
It's true, I do tend to keep my head down. When one gets to my age, one grows very comfortable in one's home. I like the isolation of the moor. I wouldn't change it for anything.
I take it you don't get many visitors.
Oh no, nobody bothers me. That's the perk of living so far out, huh? Just me and me hens. I used to come into Bewlay more often, back before my health went to bugger, eh?
Let's ask about Bewlay.
Whilst one could consider the villages to be rather unenlightened, this place has its charm. The market's in town today. You can see that folk want for nought here.
Let's ask about Lord Panswick.
What do you make of Lord Panswick?
His lordship is an important man in Bewlay, as I'm sure you have gathered. His family has commanded much respect here for many generations.
Do you respect him as a leader?
I do. He wants the best for the village. Without his influence, the railway line would have never come through here.
Does he want more visitors?
Aye, I believe so. He has great ambitions for Bewlay and wants to share them with the world.
Let's ask about the barrow.
Is there anything else I should know about Hobb's Barrow, Mr. Shoulder?
No, lass. I'm certain we will know a lot more about it by this time tomorrow.
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll keep.
Tell me about the previous excavation.
Then we'll speak to Arthur.
I think I covered it earlier, Miss Bateman. As you yourself said, it were a time of superstitious hysteria.
There's definitely some like. Let's
If
ask
you
about.
don't mind me asking, what is the nature of your ongoing illness?
Oh, just the ravages of age. Getting off this bench will be a small battle in itself. Something you won't need to worry about for many a year, Miss Bateman.
Growing old is a blessing and a curse. And what of your recent fever?
An ordeal it were. So much tossing and turning. But I'm right as rain now, especially after a mug of ale. Don't worry about me.
Okay. Oh, actually, let's ask about plans.
What are Lord Panswick's plans for Bewlay?
He's rebuilding an old chapel on his estate. He seeks to bring God back to these lands.
But what of St. Edmunds? I think Father Roach might argue God has never left.
Indeed. Let's leave such arguments to them, shall we?
Oh. Let's ask about the period of hysteria. I feel like
living in that period of hysteria.
I kept to myself. Didn't really affect me. My hens stayed healthy and their eggs kept me well fed. If one can keep a level head in such situations, one can get by.
Indeed. Is there anything else I should be aware of before my own excavation? No other ghouls I should be worried about?
You know the answer to that. The corruption in that soil were all in the minds of men.
Was it? Let's ask
What
about
do you make
Mildred.
of Mildred Walker?
Who?
I believe she's also known as Mother Mildred.
Oh, we used to get about when we were children. Our paths have not crossed in a long while.
Why do I feel like I'm being
What do
lied
you
to?
think of Charles Bryden?
He is a decent man. It must have been hard for him after that terrible business with his brother.
Without a doubt. I must say I had assumed you had at least spoken to him about my visit.
Sorry, lass. I had no intention of giving you the runaround. Again, I can only apologize.
Thank you for your time.
Aye, Miss Bateman. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
I don't think people are lying to me, but I definitely feel like I'm not being given the full score. Oh, let's talk to our friend. Are you drunk already?
What is it, Arthur?
Not here. Meet me outside, in the alley.
Okay.
Stinking drunk. Let's hear what he has to say.
Okay. Let's go out front way. Yeah, I kind of get the feeling, while I'm not necessarily being lied to, I feel like a lot of information is being hidden or like misrepresented.
What is it?
First of all, I must apologize to you. That night we met, when I vanished.
Yes?
Well, there were a man in the loo. A hooded man. He threatened me with a beating if I told you anything about what I saw.
Oh no.
Arthur, that's terrible. What did you see?
That's the thing. I hadn't the foggiest idea what he were on about. It was a drink, you see. I'm an embarrassment, Thomasina.
Yes, you are.
No, you're not, Arthur.
Here's what I need to tell you. I've remembered what he were on about.
Oh?
I, standing in the woods today, I knew there was something.
Ooh.
I waited, I concentrated, and it finally came back to me.
That saddle's going to be
Please, you're
wrecked.
keeping me in some serious suspense here.
All right, all right. It were a couple of days before I met you.
You drunk?
Hurry now, Leonard.
I'm not as quick as I used to be. This leg is getting worse by the day.
Yes, yes. I'm constantly made aware of your failing health. Do not fear. You said he has promised you the reward of your returned strength.
Aye, and it can't come soon enough.
Are you sure that it must be her blood?
Aye, she's family.
And she gets here in 2 days?
Aye.
We must bring her to the site as soon as she arrives.
No, no, no. Your lordship, with all due respect, we've been through this. We need to ease her into the idea. She would laugh in our faces if we just asked for it.
Who said we would ask?
He told me that she needs to give it willingly.
This little scheme of yours better work, Leonard.
I've been set up.
Lordship, we've got the perfect bit.
Wait. Who goes there? Did you hear something?
Knew it.
Ah, a moonlight tryst. After something, are you, Mr. Tillett?
Your lordship, let me...
Save your words, you drunken wretch. Off you go, skedaddle.
Oh, that's a good word, skedaddle.
Make me ask twice.
I knew you were a wrong'un.
Spent so much time with that fool. It's beneath a woman of your standard.
I like him.
Sad, really. That dog urine they serve here has rather pickled the man's brain.
You're being most unfair to him. Mr. Tillett is a nice man.
Come now, come now. I shall bid thee adieu once more. I do not wish for this to come between us. All the very best wishes for your excavation tomorrow, my dear.
Thanks.
The poor horse is out in the rain. The saddle's going to be ruined. Going to catch a cold. I knew Lord Panswick was a wrong'un. Felt it in my waters. What is this? Oh. Little interlude. It's a full volume. This is a bit modern for Bewlay. I love how Thomasina is just like, what the hell is this? Well, there's a lot going on. So, this Lord Panswick and Leonard Shoulder have conspired to bring me here because obviously my father was here. So obviously something's happened with this flipping goblin, and now they want to use me to obviously raise some old guard or something. I don't know. It's another nightmare. Oh, back to here. Let's go and speak to this. Hopefully this guy can give us some more information. I feel like I'm a pawn. Hello. Hello.
So, Thomasina, the journal proves I'm telling you the truth, does it not?
It does.
Good. Now listen. I can help him again. We can help him. Together.
How?
All those years ago, your father entered this barrow with the goal of binding me within it. All because the people of Bewlay had gotten it into their heads that Sack's not what cause of their plight. I tell you, Thomasina, or not, your father botched his incantation, leaving me in this weakened state, stuck in this limbo. As for him, well, you know how he ended up.
This doesn't sound right. Incantations. My father is a man of...
You don't know your father, Thomasina.
I mean, to be fair, she was a child.
A child of not even 5, 6 years. You need to enter this barrow and undo what your father did. The spell must be undone. Then not only will I regain my strength, but your father will too.
But how do I...
Blood. The truest symbol of life and death. It's the life which flows within you, but it's also death once it escapes.
I don't understand.
Worry not how you'll undo what's been done. When the time comes, you'll know exactly what to do.
I hope so.
Time is short. Your father and I grow weaker by the hour. Go. Save your father.
Wow. Wow.
I must undo what has been done. Father, I'm coming.
Okay, that feels like a good place to stop. Let me just... Well, poor Thomasina. She came in and she was so like, science, 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 logic, logic, logic. I don't believe in all of this nonsense. And now she's going to have to make a blood sacrifice, and that's a bit like, you know what I mean? We've been tricked. I bloody knew that Lord Panswick was a wrong-un. Just far too flowery. Far too flowery and far too flirty. He's going to get us in some trouble, I think. Well, hopefully we can get him in some trouble and not us. But yeah, I wonder who he is, or whether he means the goblin or whether he means somebody else. I'm sure we shall find out on the next episode of the excavation of Hobb's Barrow. So thank you very much for joining me. I will be back on Thursday, Halloween, for the final part and the last day of the excavation of Hobb's Barrow. We'll be actually going into the barrow and finding out what the heck is going on. So if you would like to join me for that, there is an end card coming up with the link back into my channel, and I shall see you Thursday. Bye bye.